Sith have been known to use many sleek and sinister starships throughout galactic history, and in this video we are going to take a look at a few more that they might like. I'm Joey from Radio Free Coruscant, and these are 5 more of the best ships for Sith in Star Wars. HWK-290. First up is a suggestion from the comments of the last Sith video, the Corellian Engineering Corporation HWK-290 Light Freighter. This ship was sort of like a cross between a light freighter and a starfighter, and would be extremely useful to a Sith apprentice, a Sith acolyte, a resurrected former Sith looking for revenge against his former master, or any other type of dark side user. These individuals tend to rely on secrecy and stealth to get by in their day-to-day machinations, but enjoy resorting to violence when the need arises, so a ship like the Hawk 290 would suit their needs very well. As a CEC product, the Hawk 290 was highly customizable, and its small size made it very popular to modify it into a bomber or heavy starfighter. However, it was marketed towards wealthy business executives and government officials, meaning it would blend in wherever you go. However, the most appealing aspect of the Hawk for a Sith would be its looks. Sith tend to favor cool, unusual, or intimidating ships, and with its long, beak-like nose and 6 large engines, the Hawk 290 certainly delivers. While it is still a fairly nondescript super-light freighter, seeing one of these approaching at top speed in the rearview mirror would surely strike fear into the hearts of your enemies. The Hawk 290 was said to measure 29 meters long in Legends, and has no official size in canon, but comparisons to other vessels show that its size is more along the lines of 20 meters long by 16 meters wide and 6 meters tall. Its top speed was probably around 1,000 kilometers per hour, and it had a Class 2 hyperdrive. The base model was unarmed, but most pilots upgraded theirs to include a dual heavy laser turret, and some even added a proton torpedo launcher or bomb bay. I would definitely recommend a Sith using a Hawk 290 purchase one or more of these upgrades. The ship officially required 2 pilots, but it could be flown by just one without issue. It could also carry 2 to 6 passengers, 3 to 6 months of consumables, and 75 tons of cargo. In Legends, it cost 135,000 credits new, or 55,000 used, but its canon price of 70,000 credits was a much better deal for its size. Luxury 5000. Many Sith throughout history have been very wealthy, and while the HWK-290 was marketed towards wealthy elites as a personal transport, it would not exactly live up to the standards of luxury that someone like Darths Sidious, Tyrannus, Plagueis, or Tenebrous would expect. They would likely prefer something more along the lines of the Sorosub Luxury 5000 space yacht, also known as the Personal Luxury Yacht 5000. There are many models of yacht on the market, but the Luxury 5000's highly unorthodox design and uniquely extravagant furnishings would make it stand out to a Sith Lord. It had a horseshoe-shaped hull that would surely scratch the apparent Sith itch for unique and interesting ships, with 2 prongs reaching forward like pincers on some kind of predatory arthropod. It also had a wide bank of 6 engines at the rear, with a large observation lounge in the middle of them. Internally, it included some of the finest amenities of any stock yacht on the market. Its rooms included an extravagant dining hall, spectacular passenger cabins, dance rooms, and more. The kitchen was outfitted with gourmet food processors, and the cabins included lace and silk beds, real carpet flooring, fancy stone restrooms with whirlpool tubs, and large closets. The ship even supposedly had 2 hangars that could hold 3 starfighters each at the tips of its prongs, but I was not able to find any mention of these in the 3 sources that describe the Luxury 5000, so unless I just missed it, I think that is simply a mistake on the part of the writer of its Wikipedia page. The features described as hangars were actually loading bays for the ship's cargo holds, which were located at the front of the prongs. Conceivably, you could use them as launch bays for probe droids or other small items, though. It was also possible to outfit the Luxury 5000 to be even fancier yet, as smuggling legend Talon Karrde did with his yacht, the Maguire. That ship was as luxurious as the finest hotels, and included an even better kitchen, a miniature casino, and even a spa staffed by a masseuse/doctor. A Sith Lord would probably be satisfied with the 5000's original furnishings, but it's always good to know what your upgrade options are. The Luxury 5000 measured 65 meters long by about 45 meters wide and 12.5 meters tall. Its stock speed and hyperdrive rating are unknown, but its sublight speed was described as ponderously slow, and Talon Karrde upgraded the Maguire to have a Class 1 hyperdrive. So we can guess a stock Luxury 5000 to have a top atmospheric speed of 650 kilometers per hour or so, and a Class 2 or 3 hyperdrive. The ship required only 2 crew, a pilot and a co-pilot, though it could be good to bring passenger attendants or gunners like Karrde did. The ship was armed with 2 dual heavy laser cannons by default, and it was possible to add other weapons, such as an ion cannon and proton torpedo launcher if desired as well. It could carry 16 passengers, 150 tons of cargo, and 6 months of consumables. The price of the Luxury 5000 was quite expensive at 1 million credits new, or 500,000 used, but I'm not sure if that is the price for the ship class in general, or just the Maguire. I could see either one being correct. T6 Shuttle. In the previous Sith ships video, I suggested that it would be thematically appropriate for a Sith to hunt down a Jedi and steal their starship like they do with Kyber crystals in canon. To continue that theme in this video, the next ship on our list is the Slain and Corpil T6 Shuttle. This was honestly one of the best ships in the Jedi motor pool, and a Sith was sure to appreciate its amenities just as much as the Jedi did. The T6 was a relatively large and comfortable shuttle, suitable for both short trips and longer missions. It was fast, flashy, and impressive, perfect for a Sith. Internally, it had several sleeping bunks, a space that could be converted into a workshop or other useful room, and a huge passenger cabin with a retractable table booth, a holo projector, and plenty of space for lightsaber training. The ship came in several different models, at least one of which could be modified to include a dual laser turret at the rear. Other weapons could probably be installed without too much trouble as well. Some T6s in private ownership have been seen with cockpit-mounted forward laser cannons, and the ship's enormous rotating wing would surely have room to mount a pair of heavy laser cannons, concussion missile launchers, or other medium weapon systems. It's just a matter of how much engineering talent and patience for tinkering you have. The T6 measured 22.8 meters long by about 12 meters wide and 32 meters tall in flight. It had a top speed of 1,200 kilometers per hour and a Class 1 hyperdrive. The ship required 2 crew, but like most small ships, could be flown by just one if preferred. It could probably carry around 10 passengers, 1 ton of cargo, and 3 weeks of consumables. Its price was unknown, but probably somewhere around 150,000 credits. Fury-Class Interceptor. Next up is the Sith Empire Fury-Class Imperial Interceptor. All the other ships on this list cater to Sith or Sith-adjacent individuals around the fall of the Republic era, but there were a lot more Sith around back when this ship was in production, so we should probably throw them a bone too. The Fury-class Interceptor was a large transport manufactured and used by the Sith Empire during their time in power around 3,700 years before the Battle of Yavin. They were perhaps not as comfortable as the Hawk 290, Luxury 5000, or T6, but the Sith of this time period didn't really need such luxuries. This was before Darth Bane introduced the Rule of Two, so there were a lot more Sith back then, many of whom needed combat vessels and transports for their war against the Jedi. Little is known about these ships, but they featured excellent weapons and shields externally, and passenger cabins, a conference room, and a communications room with a holo projector internally. The Fury class measured 100 meters long by 88 meters wide and 33 meters tall. Its top speed and hyperdrive rating were unknown, and it required around 5 crew. It could also carry 15 passengers and probably 200 tons of cargo and 6 months of consumables. It was armed with 4 precision laser cannons and a heavy seeker missile launcher. Its price was unknown as well, but I would assume probably somewhere around 1 million credits. Phi-Class shuttle. And finally, one of the best ships for Sith or Sith alternatives is the Sinar Fleet System's Phi-Class shuttle, the main transport of the Inquisitorius. Sith-adjacent Force users like Maul were hunted down by the Inquisitors just like surviving Jedi were, and defeating an Inquisitor to take their ship would probably be quite appealing to a Sith. We don't know if the Phi-Class was mass-produced or if the Scythe was the only one, but I would think with how many Inquisitors there were, there would almost have to be at least a couple of these. Plus, there could be other Imperial units that used them too. They were sleek, sharp, and intimidating, and likely included at least passive stealth systems, so I would think Imperial Special Forces and various high-ranking officers would be interested in them. And these qualities would make them perfect for a Sith too. I mean, it also bears mentioning that Vader and Palpatine could just take the Scythe, or any other Phi-Class shuttle, and make it officially a Sith ship as well, but this isn't really about them. All ships are Sith ships if you control the entire galaxy. This list is more geared towards fugitives like Maul or Ventress, for whom the Phi-Class would be perfect. The Phi-Class measured 25.8 meters long by about 21.3 meters wide and 8.8 meters tall in flight, or 12.2 meters wide by 7.8 meters tall landed. It had a top speed of 1,000 kilometers per hour and likely a Class 1 or 2 hyperdrive. The ship was armed with 2 laser cannons on its wingtips, and I would be shocked if it didn't have some kind of electronic warfare equipment like communications jammers or the like. It required only 1 pilot, and could carry at least 2 passengers, possibly up to 10. It could also likely carry around 10 tons of cargo and 1 month of consumables. Finally, its price was unknown, but probably somewhere around 150,000 credits. And those are 5 more of the best ships for Sith and other beings like them. Please let me know which of these ships you would choose, or what else you would like to suggest in the comments. Check out the first installment next, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week. RFC, out.